see if I can. Let's see if I can do. Bruins fans, it is time to hang it out. Because that is a 4-3 overtime victory over the Calgary Flames that the Bruins have just mounted. Great walls of fire. Now, all right. Now let us be clear. This is quite possibly the worst win that the Bruins have had all season. This is the worst win that the Bruins have had all season. And it is the most dominant loss I have ever seen from a single hockey game, from any NHL team. Do you want to know just how bad this game was in terms of just how the Bruins should not have deserved to win this game? I will show the. I mean, I already showed the deserved to win-o-meter in the thumbnail, but just to give you an idea of how bad this win was for the Bruins, how bad the Bruins played in this win. This is the largest scoring shots on goal discrepancy they've had it in a win. At minus 37. The last time they were outshot this bad in a win was 1965. 1965. And I mean, let's be honest. We all thought that we all had a hearty laugh at the beginning of the game because it's a Dan Vladar revenge game against his old. He's starting against his old team in the Bruins. So let's see how this goes. And we were especially laughing at the end of the first period when even though the Flames had outshot the Bruins 19-5, Dmitry Orlov decided, you know what? I'm gonna give these guys a reason to re-sign me at the end of this season. And he scores his first and his second goal with the Bruins. And so we go into first intermission with a down 19-5 in shots, but up 2-0 on the scoreboard. And honestly, after this game, there's only one person that deserves kudos for this game: Linus Ullmark. There is no other person other than Dmitry Orlov and maybe Pavel Zacha that deserves as many kudos as Linus Ullmark. And like, you want to talk about people not doing their job? Look at this. Just look at this. Look at that. Look at the bottom two. That is your top pair. That is your top pair. That was your top pair tonight. Matt Grzelcyk and Charlie McAvoy producing some of the worst defense that I've ever seen in the pair of them produce. And look at that, Dmitry Orlov with freaking Brandon Carlo getting the healthy scratch tonight. I feel like this is gonna be a thing where they have Orlov in as sort of like the as someone to give Carlo and Grzelcyk whenever they need them. Whenever they need it, he's going to be in to give them rest. But still, McAvoy, Grzelcyk, what the hell? What the hell is going on with you two? What the hell went on with you two? Oh, I'm still recording. And in this corner, yeah. Calgary, they played insane. Like I said, this is the worst win that the Bruins have had all season. Only 2 players on Calgary had a net negative. Only 3 players on Calgary had a net negative: Milan Lucic, Trevor Lewis, and Walker Duehr. Everybody else on Calgary played insane, and and they still lost. You ever hear the phrase that someone got goalied? This is the textbook definition of someone getting goalied. You put 57 shots on someone on your home ice, and you don't win. Like I'm not even kidding. There is no the Bruins had no business winning this game. They escaped with their eighth consecutive win and a particularly challenging road sweep. And you know what they deserved the 3 wins that they got earlier. I don't know if they deserved this one. Anyway, second period starts and Calgary, realizing their mistake, have pulled Dan Vladar for Jacob Markstrom. And Markstrom, he's been having a bad season. This dude went from Vezina finalist last year to can't even scratch 900 this season. And somehow, and you know what? He didn't need to. He didn't need to play out of his mind tonight because Calgary gave the Bruins what for tonight, and I feel like it's the wake-up call that the Bruins needed. Rasmus Andersson baits out the defense. The entire defense had a really, really bad problem of overcommitting. I think all three of the goals scored against the Bruins tonight were because we overcommitted. Like this one, he waits out the defense. Blake Coleman is right up the middle. He passes it to him, and Omar, God bless you, no one is making that save. And I find it hard to really talk about the rest of the game because honestly, what is there to talk about? The Bruins are just getting caved in the entire game. I can talk about the reffing, but honestly, even though we won, I don't think that there's anything that can be gained out of bitching about the reffing. We've all done it. We've all complained about the reffing. And you know what? First of all, it's not going to change. And second of all, I don't think that I really do not understand what you plan on getting out of complaining about reffing in a game where you got outshot 57-20. Closer game, maybe but there is no reason that the Bruins should have gotten out of this with a win. We go to the third period, and once there's like a minute and a quarter left on a Marchand and hooking penalty. By the way, freaking Linus Ullmark tied his season high for saves before the third period even started. Linus Ullmark had a season high of 38 saves. He made 38 before by the end of the second period. But anyway, Marchand ends up going for hooking near the end of the second period, and we end up killing the penalty in the third period. And on the second Calgary goal, again, the Bruins defense, we completely overcommit. Dylan Dubé is wide open up the middle. He scores again. I don't put that on Ullmark because Ullmark is the only person on the Bruins roster tonight that does not deserve any blame. And less than 2 minutes later, the Bruins defense just decides to die again. And Huberdeau tries to pass to Petelier for a tap in, but it ends up going off of someone else, off of Bruins defenseman's skate. I forget who. Because honestly, at this point, I was just like, how the hell? I was just like, all right, let's just get Ullmark to his career high in saves, but not like this. It's a that puts the Flames ahead. And a little bit later, near like the 7 minute mark, near like the 8.5 minute mark, or 8.5 minute left after the game mark, both Gilbert and Greer end up going to the box for matching unsportsmanlike conduct penalties. And a little bit later, Mikael Backlund ends up hooking Lindholm. I say a little bit later because this happens really early on in the penalty. Bruins do a really good job of passing the puck, of puck possession during the delayed penalty. By the way, near the end of the during the second period, Griswick ends up going for a trip. That was the worst tripping penalty I've ever seen, and he didn't even trip him. And Calgary ends up possessing the puck for like a minute on the delayed penalty. Bruins end up doing the same thing here. After Backlund hooked Lindholm, there's about a minute. There's a minute of 4-on-3, and then a minute off of 4-on, and then a minute of just stock power play. But we see something that honestly I've never seen this from Jake DeBrusk. On the power play, he doesn't have the puck, but he absolutely deserves it. There's an assist here, because he walks in. As Orlov is walking in, and he just levels two Flames defensemen, and he just runs right into them and takes them both to the ground, and that leaves the Flames pretty much short-handed there. Orlov passes up to Zacha, who just taps it in and to tie the game at 3 with 5 minutes left. Nobody scores in the Ford F-150 Final 5, so we go to overtime. And by this point, my heart is leaping out of my chest. The shots are 51-17. Puck drops for overtime. Kadri and Pasternak end up trading breakaways. Everybody looks gassed. There's not a single person that looks like they want to be on the ice still. And there's not a single person that wants to keep watching this game. Flames fans know all too well that they're not going to win that they're still going to find some way to lose this game. And Bruins fans it's nearing our bedtime. And as the clock's winding down, we're all thinking, great. Not only is this an overtime game, it's also going to go to a shootout. No, it doesn't. Brad Marchand drives in, but can't really set the edge. But McAvoy taps the puck behind the net to set Marchand and up in Gretzky's office. Marchand passes to Bergeron, who's wide open. There's two, and Marchand also brings 2 defensemen behind the net with him. So there's only one person to defend between Bergeron and McAvoy, and McAvoy's just right there. He's right there for the tap in, and he does it. It's insane the fact that the Bruins won this game. It's insane the fact that the Bruins won this game, and honestly, I don't understand why. And honestly, again, we had no business winning this one. So, what's our schedule looking like? Okay, so it is currently March 1st because that ended around like 11:55 their time. It's so I'm recording this at 12:27 in the morning on March 1st. We have Buffalo tomorrow. Oh, and I mean, Buffalo is a team that has a lot of the same. Buffalo is largely a team that is very much like the Oilers. Fantastic offensive talent, and maybe like one or two maybe a few really good defensemen. Actually, what am I saying? Buffalo's a more complete team than Edmonton, and they actually have a really competent first pair. Instead of paying, instead of $12.5 million for a first pair to do absolutely nothing, the Sabres are paying $7.5 for. Actually, not 7.5, just under 7, for Rasmus Dahlin and Owen Power to make really convincing best pair under 25 rankings. Still needs to work on goaltending though. But I mean, compared to Vezina Mark, everybody needs to work on goaltending. Anyway, that is it for tonight. I'm gonna go to bed. I think we all need to go to bed. I'll see you guys on Thursday. Take care.